Hi there, Joka here with a new video for Spellbinders. This one is with Vicki Papaioannou's new collection. It's called Showered with Love, and it's just as adorable as the previous ones. I really love Vicki's collections. So here are the products that I have. The first one was a 3D embossing folder with raindrops, and then there are these like cover plates, but just halfway, with some sentiments, then sentiment stamp set with some dies, and then there are a few die sets. This one is, I think, the largest set actually. This is a large umbrella, and you can, as you see, you can create various designs with it, stripes or just solids. I don't know what these inner pieces are called. My brain is not working. And then there's a bunch of flowers, foliage, a really pretty set. Then this is a smaller die set, but it also has a smaller umbrella. That again works the same way as the large one, just with teeny tiny little pieces you will see here. Those are really small. And then there's a small rainbow, a sun, some cloud. So again, a really cute set that you can mix with all the other sets. And by the way, all sets work together. So they are really great. It's always like this with Vicki's collections. You can really mix and match everything. Now, this one is a totally adorable rubber duck. Or at least I call it rubber duck because it looks like a rubber duck. And at some point, many years ago, when my son was small, a toddler, we used to collect rubber ducks for the bathtub. So generally I'm not into critters on my cards, but this one is special. So I really like it. So I'm creating like a girly version with the little hat and bow and pink. So that's gonna be my first one. I did use a few pattern papers because I felt like I haven't been using pattern papers for ages. And while I do have a million different color cardstock, I don't know, I just was not up for looking for some color scheme, or sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. So I just grabbed I have like a sleeve, a plastic sleeve with scraps of pattern papers that are totally random, mostly I think by Studio Calico actually, really old pattern papers and really just scraps. So I just grabbed some of those, and yeah, so I'm layering things here a little bit just for dimension, and then I'm actually creating a white duck in this case. First I die cut yellow, but because the sun was yellow and I wanted some yellow flowers, somehow it just didn't work for me. So I'm going to create a yellow duck on my other card. Actually, I wanted to create like 2 cards, but then ended up with 4. So this video is a bit long. I hope you don't mind. And also, I'm missing quite a few, quite a bit of the footage because I don't know what happened. My camera keeps focusing. So like sometimes it's totally out of focus and I didn't even notice. So I had to edit out those frames. Some of them well, quite a few minutes, but I think nothing too important, so I think it's gonna be understandable anyway. I noticed that every time I lift up something to show you close up, after that, the camera did not focus again. I did not notice that then, but I notice it now. And what I also don't understand, I've been using the same camera for some months now, so I'm not sure what is happening, but I'll try to pay attention next time. Okay, so for the background, I wanted to use one of these half cover plates, the one with the falling hearts. But what I want to do is, because I did not know where to put my sentiment, as this card is going to be pretty full, so I'm just partially die cutting this cover plate. So at the top I have a kind of a strip, and here, for example, I forgot to even start my camera, where I cut that piece at the top that was just partially cut. I just used a craft knife and a ruler and just cut that. And I'm embossing the sentiment because the sentiment stamp set has a really, really cute sentiments. This one says you can't have a rainbow without a little rain, so it perfectly fits with my rainbow. And so I wanted to create a card that where the duck is well, in sunshine, basically, with the rainbow. And so she's holding the closed umbrella, and then instead of like grass, I'm just using the leaves and flowers to create something at the bottom. But I do realize this card is pretty full, and I just never know when to stop. Every time I don't know, I just start adding more and more things. Or if like here at the bottom, I did not realize it when I was putting things down. I just did not like that the blue was peeking through, so I'm gonna keep adding more leaves there as well. So yeah, but obviously you can make this design much simpler. And by the way, if you look at this cover plate with the hearts, you will see that some of the hearts have an elongated shape. That's actually so that the biggest umbrella can fit in there, like, you know, like raindrops falling. So I'm trying to cover those up with the rainbow and the clouds and sun, because otherwise I think it might not make sense. Because I did not want to use the umbrella here. So I'm gonna do that on another card. And now I'm just trying to figure out how I like this. I covered up most of the green, so I just wanted to add some more. And also, this is not the kind of green that I would ever use for foliage. I don't know. I just don't like it. It feels cold to me. But why I did use it this time is because I had on my second card, I think, I had this in the rainbow. And I kind of like, you know, in one video, the cards that I'm creating, they kind of always work together, and I can put them in one photograph. And if I use a different kind of green here, that just wouldn't fit, at least not to me. So I use this one, but it's not something I would ever actually use. But I just wanted to keep to the same color scheme as in the other cards. And now I'm just adding more and more flowers because I feel like I need to fill out that space. But I think this is gonna be my busiest card today. I think. I'm not entirely sure. And then I'm trimming off the edges just so that everything fits in the frame, and then adding my rainbow, just very simply. I'm not adding any dimension to this. However, I did add a little bit of foam tape to the middle piece of the sun, and I think I'm also going to add some to one of the clouds, just so that there is a bit of a variation in the in the depth there. And yeah, I'm also adding two different foam tapes here, actually, because the rainbow already is dimensional, so I needed a little bit of like thinner foam tape on top of that. And here I'm just going to use liquid glue on, you can just partially attach the clouds, and then you don't need foam tape. And then I'm going to add some enamel dots, white ones, to the flower centers. And I'm actually sad because I'm running out of this package here. And then I was too lazy to go grab some white enamel dots from upstairs. I have some in my shop. And another thing here, so I'm starting working on the second card. I had to look at the embossing folder. It says, what I was showing is, it says that it's a 3D embossing folder. Did I say powder before? No, I'm not sure. I wanted to say folder. And because it's 3D, you will need to spray the paper, both sides, with a little bit of water. Otherwise, the paper is going to just tear. And this way, it's going to be beautiful. And I forgot to show you right now, but I will later, what I used for the grass. It was a part of one of the die kits, I think from last year, but I will show in a bit which one it is. And now I'm creating another duck. These are probably not rubber ducks, but they do look like that, right? Anyway, again, a raincoat because it's so cute. I just wanted to add it. And this one is the little umbrella, the smaller kit. And I die cut clouds from 3 different colors, a dark gray, a lighter gray, and white. And then as you go up, it's going to be lighter. And I add like rainbow color pieces on the umbrella here, and they are a bit dimensional because I actually already added the color cardstock to a layer of white cardstock as well, but the pieces are tiny. I really I was struggling even with my tweezers with some of the pieces, so with my big fingers that would just never work. This part, the top part of the umbrella, kind of curled a bit, and then I'm only gluing down the edges so that it has a little bit of dimension. And now I'm adding foam tape to the grass so I can place my duck behind it. And by the way, this panel that I'm working on is slightly smaller than an A2. I think maybe I trimmed off 1/4 of an inch. And then, I'm going to have a white frame around it. So I'm just working on that panel right now before gluing it to the card base, actually, because I know that I'm going to have overhang with the grass and also the clouds. And I cannot trim those off if I already attach this panel. And I don't know if you can see at the top left of this panel, that's probably my fingerprint. And I really have dry skin. Probably you can tell very, very dry skin, and still and I keep washing my hands all the time. And this paper, this particular gray paper, it always has fingerprints. I have no idea how. So I'm covering that up with the clouds, is what I wanted to say basically. And then I'm adding just one part of the, is that called Thunderbolt? It has two parts, the skinny and the big one. What I could not figure out if they are supposed to be used together. First I wanted to use two different yellows for them, but then I just separated them in the end because I liked just one color. So, but I guess you can just use them different ways to create different looks. It looks good together if you use the tiny one, or like this skinny one is to the left of the larger one. And it looks really great from two different colors, just not on this card because I think I used the same yellow for my duck and then it just looked a bit weird. So I'm gluing these down, and then I realized that I did not know where to put my sentiment, but then I'm not going to end up using that particular sentiment. Instead, I'm going to emboss one of those stem sentiments, and I will still die cut more clouds as well because I felt like I needed some in the middle. And I'm also using the tiny pieces that I cut off the other side of the cloud. I don't like to waste anything. So I'm just filling up that space there, and that's where I'm going to add my embossed sentiment in the end as well. I thought that was an okay spot for it. And then that's pretty much it. So I'm now going to add the panel to my card base, and now I'll emboss the sentiment. I love white embossed sentiments, but I'm not very good at them, honestly. They look so beautiful when I start out, and then somehow, I don't know, just the foiling works better. But I do love the dimension on the embossing better. I don't know if you tried the white foil from Spellbinders. I think I had it in one of my videos. It's just fabulous. And I actually managed to create I managed to achieve better results with that than the embossing powders. Okay, so I'm moving on to my third card. I did not add that part of the footage that I already had, how to put together an umbrella. This is the same umbrella that I had before. It's just a different, I just used, a different, no, actually this is the big umbrella. I haven't used this one yet, right? But it looks the same. It works the same as the smaller one. I just added the stripes here. I was thinking about adding rainbow stripes, to fill out those slots, but then it would have been more difficult to add all the flowers. So I decided to go with the dark gray and then add the colors with the flowers. So I'm filling up my umbrella with the leaves and flowers, and also a duck, because I actually die cut this duck before from pattern paper, but for my rainy card, but I thought it was too busy, so I'm just going to hide it in between the flowers here. And then with every leaf and flower that I'm gluing down here, I'm I'm always checking the position of the rest as I move along. And then sometimes I have to trim things so I can hide them behind. And by the way, probably you don't even need to create the back of the umbrella, the first layer basically, because as you see, I completely covered that up. So maybe there's no need for that. Just use the top part or the top layer, and then the what is that stick called? The one that you hold. Oh, my brain is not working. And again, I'm using some white enamel dots, and I'm only going to have a problem on my next card because I'm not going to have enough for that one. And now I'm pressing them in position so it stays there forever. And then this is another large umbrella, but here I'm using different pieces. This is actually, it's the same look as the one on my second card, but it's much easier to put together because the pieces are bigger, so it goes quicker. And otherwise I use the same colors. I think maybe there's one extra piece here in the middle. There is 3 colors on this one, and on the small umbrella only two colors. And this umbrella I'm going to use the way with the one of the background cover plates, the way it was intended, I think. That the rain is falling on top of it. So I just wanted to see how that looks. I felt like it looked really cute. So that was the idea. And then I wanted to add something special. So you will see what I ended up doing. So you could use the hearts, the falling hearts. It's the same kind of design, but instead of raindrops, it's just hearts. But since I already used that, I decided to go with the raindrops. So I had a lot of die cut flowers because I always die cut more than I need. So I decided to add the same colors like like in the umbrella, just to fill out this space. I don't know what my thought process was here. Turning rain into flowers or something. I don't know. It probably makes no sense, but I like the color on that gray background. So instead of white enamel dots, I'm going with with these pearls from Spellbinders because I really needed a lot. You can see that I'm using like quarter of that package. And then I already had that Hello Sentiment die cut, so I will just use that one. Although there are so many cute sentiments in the sentiment stem set, that would have worked here. But again, I just wanted to use that up. So these are my finished projects. I hope I could give you some ideas with the collection. It's a super cute collection, and there's so many things that you can do with it. So I hope you will check it out. And thank you very much for stopping by. And I hope to see you beginning of February with the die kits. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.